Hello, trading is closed on June 25, 2018. My last call said I had conflicting signals, so I thought the most likely thing was we gapped outside of the day's range. I thought the odds favored it being up, but the consequences of being wrong were pretty grim, and my trading plan was to wait for the open for confirmation. Well, that turned out to be a fortuitous decision. But even if I don't say it, I have a standard rule that gapping strongly in the undesired direction kills the call before the open. So the call for the rally was killed before the open. No harm, no foul. We did have an ultimate target from way back on June the 1st. The number didn't help us too much back on June the 1st, but today it was a perfect resistance area. This, I think, missed by 1 cent. So that gets crossed off the list. Today all MEJT said was that this was resistance and this rally wouldn't stick, and all those have been satisfied. Well, I have mixed signals again, and we'll know at the open if we get the commonest thing, which is to gap outside the day's range. But because we're caught between support and resistance, I think the most likely thing is we close little changed. I will show you the support, show you the resistance, and again, if we gap strongly at the open, that's killed before the open. Well, here's the daily chart. Here's your TDST line. There's support 1 bar under the line. Here's your lower Bollinger Band. So we had a straight line drop to support. And the general rule is if a straight line drop to support, you either gap under support or support holds. So if we don't gap under this, you would think this would hold, at least for a pullback of some kind. That's the support. You also have gap down, lower lows, couldn't hold on to these lows. You could hold on to this one, but still it's a positive pattern unless you invalidate it by promptly taking out this low. Now for the other side of the coin. This is a pattern which almost always closes at the day's high. If it doesn't close, couldn't take out these highs. If it doesn't close at today's high and doesn't trade there soon after the open tomorrow, it's a negative pattern. And tomorrow's pattern is the one with the early low, so any rally should be short-lived. This is the TD line. The break is a valid break. All we need for confirmation is to trade under today's close by 1 tick. If we gap up and hold it, the break doesn't count. But you would think this line would hold until we trade under it by the same distance we trade over it. So the line keeps moving, but that's likely to be lower than we closed today. This is a 1x2 Gann fan line. We went under it, came back right up to the line, which is resistance, and couldn't break through. So you've got resistance on top. Well, this was the general idea. Impulse with a consolidation. I had this as A and this as B. I'm going to change the count and clean it up a bit, make this A and this B. I think we've dropped enough here in a straight line down that we can have increased confidence this high is going to hold. Doesn't mean we go down tomorrow. The wave count would be, this A is the same, A is here, then you have an A, a B, and C is equal to A. And if you look at the B, you've got an A, B, and C is equal to half of A. If the count works, you really want a pretty picture like that, and that's what you have. Now, as far as today, you have your A, your B, and your C equal to 2.618 times A. So it is support at that low. And if we just go up here you have this C is a fib ratio of this A. So you do have Fibonacci support, but this purple B just doesn't look long enough to me in terms of time or price for this to be over, and I think that's going to hold. So for tomorrow, we'll have to see where we open. We have resistance, we have support. If we gap outside of the range, my prediction's killed before the open. If we don't, I think we'll close little change more often than not a lock, but more often than not. And the general idea is that this is an AB, we're making purple C, and then we'll go up. Now, let's look at one more thing. This was the weekly chart. All we have to do is trade over this close, which is 27.34.62, to trigger the DeMark sell signal. And when these things work, they tend to get straight line moves down, such as we saw today. It would make a cleaner picture if we closed over that level. But if we do gap down, and I'm not saying we will, but if we do, you've got a very powerful DeMark sell signal on the weekly chart, because the last bar can finish early. So we have support here. The bulls really have to hold it. But even if they do, I think this high is going to hold, and that lower prices are coming. And if they don't hold it here, we're in big trouble. And that's today's call.